For Project 2, I'm using the CoDrone EDU to apply baseball movement to the drone. So the drone has to quote-unquote run bases. Given a numeric input for the current base, the drone determines its movement direction. Now initially, I aim to have the more traditional diamond base formation, but for testing purposes, I chose to arrange the bases in a rectangle because the movement direction was easier forward, left, back, and right. The home plate is on the bottom right corner and the first base is the top right. The ultimate goal for this project was to have the drone start from one base and land on the next one upon detection. The base detection works by detecting large changes in relative height. I continuously pull the bottom range sensor, and once two large height switches have been detected, the drone knows to land. The first change occurs when the drone leaves the base and begins to detect the floor. The second occurs once the drone travels over the next base. To determine the movement direction of the drone, the user inputs the drone's current base to the test program, and the required movement direction to reach the next base is passed to the drone. The clips you see are trials where 0, 1, 2, and 3 were input in sequence, representing the home base, the first base, second base, and third base, respectively. The problems I'm currently having with the baseball project all fall under the umbrella of inconsistent results. This is to be expected since the drone does not have precise localization. But from what I've observed, the drone's takeoff has noticeable drift. For example, the drone drifts backwards and to the right from the home plate. Coupled with the fact that the drone tries to hover about 1.5 meters above its takeoff point, if the drone drifts such that the bottom range sensor is no longer sensing the base, but instead the floor, the drone will then descend below the base such that instead of flying over the bases, it now flies into them. A little more confusing is that the drone's takeoff drift also varies. While I thought it was consistently towards the back and to the right, when testing from first base, the drone drifted to the left instead. I'm not quite sure how to correct this drift. I've tried setting the trim before takeoff and then resetting it in midair, but that was to no avail. The second problem is the drone's inconsistent landings. When the drone moves too slowly or too quickly, it will land on one of the base's edges and flip off of them. Finding the correct speed may solve this issue. I'm also currently experimenting with waypoints as a means of correction. The idea is to navigate to a given base's waypoint once the drone detects that it's reached a new base to have more consistent landing spots. With both takeoffs and landing having such uncertainty, the program's behavior becomes much more unpredictable. As a result, for Project 3, I aim to find a solution to at least one of these issues, in addition to implementing the full navigation based on single, double, triple, or home run hits. Any insights on the aforementioned movement issues are more than welcome. Thank you for watching.